Hey everyone, Jordan here with Iron and Grit. In this episode, I talk about what do you do when you aren't getting the results that you're expecting. I talk about how to manage your expectations when it comes to working out, especially for beginners or people that are going to the gym for the first time in a long time. So what do you do when your progress stagnates? I talk about how to break through any challenges that might arise and how to deal with any discouragement that you may run into. So I think this is a good one. I enjoyed talking about it, and I hope that you enjoy listening to it. Hey there, Jordan here with the Iron and Grit podcast. Today I just want to ask you a simple question. What happens when you don't get results? What happens when you go to the gym but you don't see results? Well, it's at that point you have to ask yourself a few questions. We need to do some analysis on what you're doing and evaluate if it's working, you should continue doing it, or you should do something different. So if you're going to the gym, if you're dieting, and you're not getting results, what's going on? Well, first of all, you have to consider your starting point. If you went off the reservation or you went off the rails for a long time and you're trying to get back into a healthy lifestyle or get into a healthy lifestyle for the first time in your life, it's going to take some time for your body to adjust. If you ate poorly and didn't exercise for 10, 20, 30 years, it's going to take more than a couple of weeks to potentially notice a difference in your physique. You should feel better almost immediately, but for seeing the results, it's going to take a little bit, unless you do something drastic right off the bat. Another thing is, it might get a little bit worse before it gets better. And that's because your body is not used to the new things that you're doing. So the pain or maybe a little bit of discomfort or just a different feeling, that kind of makes you go, oh, what's going on? And that could just be just a general feeling that you get, mentally. It's just your body shifting gears. And this is normal. It could be a byproduct of breaking up all of those toxins that have been building up in your body for years. You're breaking the fog that's in your mind. And it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take some consistent effort and a little bit of time to break through all that. But if you just keep going until you get to the other side, you'll start to feel better and better and better and better and better and a little bit better every single day. And then eventually you'll feel great. You'll realize that the way you were feeling is no way to live. That there's a totally new level of feeling amazing that you completely forgot what it felt like to feel that good because your new normal has been so terrible. But it happens so slowly and so gradually that you don't really notice it until you get back to it. So I think that's one of the coolest things about fitness and people that get fit is they have this new rush of positivity that sweeps over their lives. And they feel good about themselves and who they are and what they're doing and what they're capable of. And when you feel good about yourself, you build up that self-esteem and the confidence. You start thinking, oh, what else can I accomplish? What else can I do? What else can I achieve and work at? And so things start to get better in other areas of their lives, like their family or their work or their business. They feel more inspired. They just feel better in general about their lives and where they're going. So that's one thing. If you're not getting results, make sure you've been doing it long enough. First of all, if you've just been doing it for 3 days, you just started eating differently for 3 days, you started working out for 3 days, and you don't see any positive results yet, it's because you did it for 3 fucking days. kudos to you for starting. Kudos to you for going back again. But it's going to take a lot more than 3 days. It might take 3 weeks. It might take 3 months. It might even take 3 years. But as long as you're making a little bit of progress each day, that's going to add up over time. And why wouldn't you do it? What else is there to do? You're either going to move forward or you're going to fall back. So don't neglect your health. Don't neglect the small disciplines that you can do every day to move yourself in a better position, to move yourself forward every single day. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And that's just the law of the universe. That's just how it is. LeBron James doesn't shoot basketball today. He's getting worse. If he didn't shoot a basketball for a month, he might lose his edge. Sure, he's a natural athlete, but he worked at it every day for hours and hours and hours every single day. So it takes effort. It takes work. If you don't think you have the genetics to look great, think again, because everyone has the genetics to look great. Look at pictures of your grandparents when they were teenagers, or your great-grandparents, if you have photos of them. Not a pudgy person in sight. Today, every other person is overweight. And I can understand that. I totally understand why. We're surrounded by a fake culture, fake food, fake people on Instagram. It was amazing. I was looking at what they can do with plastic surgery. I just discovered this like a few weeks ago. Chicks are getting butt implants. I knew you could get butt implants, but you can get liposuction, butt implants, and a boob job and look like a person that's not even capable. You can look like a Barbie doll. Like a human being that is maybe like one out of, like, not even genetically possible. And they are building these women. And I'm sure they do it for men too in some ways. Well, I know they're doing it for guys too. But yeah, you can get totally new teeth. You can get your eyes done, your face lifted. Like, it's amazing what they could do. And then people see these attractive folks traveling the world and having a good time in this image or this video. That's just a very, very small sliver of their life. And they think, wow, they're beautiful. They look great. They're having fun all the time. Here I am, sitting with a tub of ice cream on the couch, still in my pajamas, haven't showered yet, watching Netflix. I feel like a piece of shit. I'm going to go buy something, or I'm going to eat this whole tub of ice cream to feel better. And that's a vicious spiral of death. That is a bad way to go. And it's just because of your perception of what you think is real. Even though these people, they're not real. It's not real. The food you're eating isn't real. You're being told it's good for you, but it's not. When you realize that it's about the money, it's about the game of you going back to the well and donating, trading your hard-earned money for food that was produced as cheaply as possible with very little regard to your health and well-being. You begin to open your eyes and take responsibility for your life and how you feel and how you look and what you consume. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. Because if you think that any company that you buy a product from is looking out for you, you really need to think again. Really put some thought into it. And if you're in a spot that you don't like to be, really think about how you got there. And then reverse engineer that. And I'm sure you'll come up with a few activities that got you into a place or got you results that you don't want. And then think about where you want to be. And then think of a few activities that can help you get there. And then start adding those activities into your life that can help you get there, and then quit the other ones that got you where you are, where you don't want to be. And just cut those out cold turkey. Just go for it. Try it. Just try it. If you smoke, try to quit smoking. If you failed at it, you go back to smoking, big deal. Try to quit again. Try to quit again. Try to quit again. Just never stop trying to quit. If you have a smoke after 2 weeks of doing good, it's like, oh, you got me this time, you son of a bitch, but then quit again. And eventually you realize that you don't need a cigarette. It's possible. It's definitely possible. People do it every day. Anyway, kind of got off tangent there a little bit, but I hope that was helpful for you. But remember, consistency is number one. Have you been doing what you're doing long enough and consistently enough to get the results you're looking for? If not, keep doing it. Are you doing the right stuff is another reason that you may not be getting results as quickly as possible. It's going to take some intensity. There's equal and opposite forces in this world. So if you've gradually gained 40 pounds and now you're 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight and it took 10 years to get there, and that happened very incrementally in small amounts, gradually over time, if you try to reverse all that with that same intensity it took you to get there, it's going to take you 10 years to return back to where you were 10 years ago. It'll take you another 10 years. But if you multiply your effort 10 times, it will only take you a year to get back to where you were. So yeah, it may be a little scary. It might be a little uncomfortable. You might not know what to do. But you just got to keep at it, keep pushing forward, and eventually you'll get it. And if you want to do the right stuff, you've got a few rules of thumb, because we don't really have time to get into everything to lay out an absolute blueprint. Eat as naturally as possible. Eat fresh meats and fresh vegetables and fruit for dessert. Everything else that's processed or a plant that's not a vegetable or a fruit, don't eat it. Anything that comes from a box or a restaurant or is frozen, don't touch it. Don't even think about it. It's not going to help you out, no matter what it says in the box. And then do 20 minutes. Break a sweat every day, and then break a sweat every day intentionally. Get your heart rate up and break a sweat every day. And then just start there. And try to build some muscle. If you build some muscle, it's going to get you where you want to go twice as fast as dieting will, and it's going to help you stay there twice as long. Because when you build muscle, it's metabolic. It eats up calories just by being there. So make sure you're doing the right stuff. So I'll leave you with those two things. When you assess if you're getting results, make sure you've been doing it long enough. And make sure you've been working intensely enough. And that you're doing the right stuff to warrant results. If you have any questions, guys, let me know how I can help you out. I'd like to get into this a little bit more, but we've got something scheduled at 6 a.m. this morning, and it is coming up on that right now. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and you can check me out at ironandgrit.com. Leave me a comment on the blog, or just say hello. I like meeting new people. I like helping people out. I love expanding my circle in the fitness world. So feel free to reach out to me on Instagram as well, at ironandgrit is my name on Instagram. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to either email me or leave a comment on Iron and Grit, or leave a comment for me on Instagram, or send me a direct message. So I appreciate it, guys. Have a good day. Go out there and crush it. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.